Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Have you ever looked at yourself and thought, why can't I change even when I want to? You know what to do. Eat better, exercise, wake up earlier, stop procrastinating, quit that addiction. You've watched the videos, read the posts, saved the reels, and still, nothing changes. Every time you try, you fail. And every time you fail, something inside you whispers, maybe I'm just weak. Maybe discipline isn't for people like me. But what if I told you you're not weak at all? What if the real problem is this? You're trying to win a lifetime war in 30 days, and today I'm going to show you a system that doesn't demand motivation, doesn't rely on willpower, and doesn't require you to become a superhero overnight. It will ask you to do something so small, you'll laugh at it. But that tiny act might save your life. Let me tell you about a man named Daniel. Daniel was 41 years old. He weighed 139 kilos, and he wasn't dying suddenly. He was dying slowly. Daniel wasn't lazy. He wasn't stupid. He wasn't irresponsible. He worked 11 hours a day in logistics, left home before sunrise, came back exhausted. 2 kids, a wife, bills, pressure. Food was whatever was fastest. Breakfast in the car, lunch at his desk, dinner in front of a screen. Weekends were recovery time, beer, delivery food, couch, silence. He told himself he deserved it. And maybe he did. But his body started asking questions. Stairs became enemies. Shoelaces became negotiations. His kids stopped asking him to play. And one day, they stopped waiting. That hurt more than any scale number ever could. One afternoon, Daniel was watching his son play football outside. Not playing, watching. The ball rolled away. "Dad, can you get it?" Daniel stood up, walked a few steps, bent down, and couldn't stand back up. No injury, no pain, just no strength. He knelt there, gasping, sweating, while his son stared in silence. A neighbor helped him up. That night, Daniel didn't sleep. He didn't cry because he was fat. He cried because his son had learned something terrible. My father can't move. And Daniel had already tried to change before. Gym memberships, strict diets, motivational bursts. Every attempt ended the same way. So his mind chose the most dangerous place of all, resignation. This is just who I am. A week later, Daniel called an old colleague, Ethan. Ethan had lost weight years ago and kept it off. Daniel asked the obvious questions. What diet? What workout? What pills? Ethan smiled and said, I didn't change my body first. I changed how I approached change itself. He gave Daniel a number. The teacher who didn't prescribe anything. The room Daniel entered didn't look like a clinic. No machines, no charts, just silence. The man across from him was calm, older, grounded. Dr. Kenji Mori. Daniel poured everything out, the weight, the shame, the fear. When he finished, the doctor asked only one thing. How many times have you tried to change? Too many. And how long did each attempt last? Weeks, maybe months. The doctor nodded. You didn't fail because you lacked discipline. You failed because you demanded too much, too fast. Then he said something that sounded ridiculous. Starting tomorrow, drink 1 glass of water when you wake up. That's it. No diet, no exercise, no rules. Daniel almost laughed. But the doctor continued. You don't need results right now. You need proof. Proof that you can keep a promise to yourself. The first morning, Daniel drank the water. That's all. Day 2. Same thing. Day 5, he noticed something strange. He started expecting it. By day 10, it felt automatic. 2 weeks later, the doctor smiled. You've just practiced Kaizen, improvement through microscopic steps. Then he added one more change. Put half the food on your plate, wait 20 minutes, then decide. Daniel hated it, but he trusted the process. And most days, he didn't go back for seconds. This system isn't about food, it's about identity. Small actions don't trigger resistance. Your brain doesn't panic. Instead, it learns, I'm someone who keeps promises. That belief is more powerful than motivation. Then came movement. Not gym, not running, just walking to the end of the street. One morning his daughter asked, "Can I come?" That walk became sacred. Months later the doctor asked, "Why are you doing this?" "To lose weight." "No. Why really?" Daniel thought deeply. "I want to be present. I want to live long enough to matter." The doctor nodded. "That's your Ikigai, your reason to endure discomfort." Purpose doesn't fade like motivation. It anchors you. Then came the relapse. Festival food, social pressure, old habits. Daniel overate. That night, shame returned. The old voice whispered, "See? You always fail." The next morning, he didn't want to continue, but he drank the water anyway and walked. When he told the doctor, the reply was simple: "You didn't fail, you stumbled." Then came wabi-sabi, acceptance of imperfection. Consistency beats perfection, always. Months passed, weight dropped, yes, but something else changed. Daniel stopped thinking of himself as broken. He was no longer trying to change, he was living differently. By year 1, he had lost over 45 kilos. But the real victory? He played with his children. He stood up without thinking. He laughed without breathlessness. His wife said, "You didn't just lose weight, you came back." The doctor summarized it like this: Ikigai. This is not a weight loss system. It's a life system. Before you leave, understand this clearly. You don't lack discipline. What you lack is a system that respects how humans actually change. You've been trapped in the all-or-nothing mindset. And when life gets stressful, exhausting, and overwhelming, all collapses into nothing. That's why the cycle keeps repeating. So here's a rule to live by from today onward. When you fall, the journey is not over. Only the round is. The only real failure is not returning. Tomorrow morning, choose one action so small that excuses don't survive it. 1 glass of water, 1 minute of movement, 5 push-ups, 30 seconds of silence. Do that for 14 days. Not to change your body, not to fix your life, but to prove something far more important, that you can keep a promise to yourself. And once you believe that, everything else becomes possible. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to Stoic Philosophy. This channel isn't about hype or motivation. It's about building quiet strength, emotional discipline, and a life guided by reason instead of impulse. Leave a comment below with one small step you'll take tomorrow. Not your grand plan, just the first brick. Because real transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens one honest, repeatable choice at a time. Now let me ask, what is the smallest change you can make tomorrow? Not a transformation, not a plan. One tiny action, so small it feels stupid. Do that for 14 days, and when you stumble, return. Because discipline is not force, it's identity built slowly. If this story spoke to you, this channel exists for you. Here on Stoic Philosophy, we don't chase motivation. We build resilience. We train endurance. We learn how to live with clarity and strength. Subscribe to Stoic Philosophy.